and unseen. God, you've been there all the time. And we just want to take these moments to lift up worship to you and to give you the best praise that we have, our best offering today. When I think about your goodness and everything that you've done for me, I can't help but think about the old song that says, God is the joy and the strength of my life. He moves all pain, misery, and
Alright, so check this out, okay? When I taught this, the reason why I have this as an advanced skill or intermediate is because when I was teaching those stages on how to get from beginner to advanced, right? Go check that video out if you haven't seen it. There were 3 things you need to know before this one will make sense. So if this one isn't making sense, then you got to go review those other things, okay? In college, we call those prereqs. So check it. You got to know how to form a tritone, okay, and how to use a tritone. All right, so that's the first thing you got to know. Second thing you got to know, I'm not right. All right, second thing you got to know is dominant 7 chords, how to use them. So you got to know how to use them and when they should be used. The third thing you have to know is more of an ear thing. Your ear should know when to use a dominant chord, because if your ear knows when to use a dominant chord, your ear will know when to use a flat 9, a dominant 7 flat 9. All right, so the way that I teach this, basically, your left hand will play a tritone and your right hand will play a tritone, okay? So your left hand's gonna play a tritone. A tritone in your left plus a tritone in your right. So like I said, those of you who know your tritones, easy, all right? Those tritones are separated by a minor third. We got Christmas colors today, but this is what Walgreens had for me, so this is what we're gonna do. All right, tritone plus a tritone together. E and B flat, that makes one tritone, right? So that's this. What's a minor third away from B flat? A D flat. So D flat starts the second tritone. What makes a tritone with D flat? Should be G. Alright, so we play these together. Alright, we play them together. Sounds like this. Now, that is called a flat 9, but it's rootless. It's missing something. What's it missing? It's missing the bass note. Because the bass note that would have been played, say if you were going from a C to an F, because you have to hear that you're about to go to an F, right? And those of you who know, a dominant chord is used, and generally speaking, it's 5 above where you're trying to get to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm playing a C7 flat 9. That's what this is. All right. Let me get my okay. So because a C is the bottom, what you have to do as a musician, what you want to do is memorize all the bass notes for all of these, because these are rootless. You're not playing a bass note. So the C is assumed. Like if you could play it with the C, but it's going to be better as a rootless voicing. So those of you who want to find out about rootless voicings, the C is implied. What you would have to do is memorize each of these. So basically, if there's a dominant 7th that has D flat as the root, then the voicing would be this. FB, third away, minor third away would be D, 2 and A flat, and you're playing that, this with the left hand, that with the right hand. That's how you use it. Okay, so I wanted to show it on the whiteboard how you would come up with the dominant 7th flat 9 chord.
all right, you did all right on that
You
whiteboard.
want to memorize all of them, okay? So that you can have it in muscle. Okay, so Javade. So in this song, there was two spots, there's two places I put the movement. One of the movements was with him, the other one was not with him because it was implied. So I want to show you how to do this. Okay, so let's look at the first one. This is the first case where you would use it. Okay, the first one is a standard, typical way to use it, which is as a transition to another note. Okay, so let's look at it.
Lift your voice and honor him. I know there's some people in here that know for certain that God is.
Now check it out. Here we go.
That He's kept you through the years.
You heard that? So the bass guy on "That Is Who You Are," the bass guy went da da. Okay, that E flat, because that's 5 above where we're trying to go to the A flat. So the E flat would be a dominant chord, and that's where you would use that special flat 9 chord. Okay, listen to it again.
People in here that know for certain that God is faithful.
Here's how it sounds.
That He's kept you through the years.
Okay, so that's how it sounds. In the E flat, remember, so how do we take that? Well, we take the third, this is the flat 7, and then from this C sharp, we go a minor third, 1, 2, 3, play a tritone. So we have a tritone, we put them together, and let's listen to that with him. Light of the darkness. Here we go. Dun, dun,
That God is faithful. That He's kept you through the years.
Okay, so see how that worked? All right, so that's it works really nicely with that bass guy. And the neat thing about it is that you don't play the root. So this is an example of a rootless voicing. All right, now there's another place I used it where it wasn't with the bass guy because it was implied. I'm trying to see if I can remember where that is.
God, you've been there all the time. And we just want to take these moments to lift up worship to you and to give you the best praise that we have, our best offering.
That's what it was. When he goes, da, 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 promise keeper, light of the da, da. He's just going there, right? So now I'm adding a voicing like this, right? Which is not part of his voicing, but this is what I mean by that. The ear has to hear the dominant structure within it, because there's a bass note that my ear is creating. So light of the dawn. See that bass note is not played, but it's implied. And so this is one of those situations where you're hearing a certain voicing and you play the dominant 9 that's attached to that voicing, even though the voicing is not actually used in the song. Now, let me give you an example. What I'm going to do, let's, because a lot of people wanted me to go and see. So what we'll do, let me pause it and turn on the little click thing. Back in the key of, I brought it back in C. Okay, so that's going to be helpful for everybody who's learning this. And the neat thing about this song is it just uses 4 chords. 1, and then we go to the 4. No. We start on the 4. Waymaker, promise keeper. Then we go to the 1. Light of the darkness. Then we go to the 5. I think we go to the 6 there. I don't know. All right, so we'll do this. Okay. So let's play it. Going on the 4. Then we go to the 1. I'm just using a major 9. Okay, now he goes bum, bum, right? And a lot of us, when we're playing, he goes to the E, A. So that is who you are. I think that's how he does it. I don't remember. But so what chords? That's what a lot of us are asking. I don't know what chord to play there. So a lot of you just ended up playing the 3 because you're like, well, the 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm supposed to play a E minor. No, don't use the diatonic. Don't use the diatonic triads like that. That is not a good way to use it. They're only there as a reference when you're first starting out as a beginner. You have to know your functions. And when you're playing the 3, depending on whether it's acting like a dominant or a minor or whatever it's doing, depends on what you have to play. So because this 3 is 5 above the A, it's acting as a dominant chord, and one choice you have is a flat 9. That's one choice, okay? You've got like 10, 20, 50 choices you could do. I'm just giving you one, right? And so when I'm playing that E, it's that tritone, so the 7th note, tritone, minor 3rd. So I'm playing a diminished 7 chord. So I'm going to play it rootless. So I'm going to play this right before I hit my 6th chord, because I'm going here is my flat 9 to the A. Promise keeper to the 5. That is, heard that? Okay, and then we go. Okay, so these are really cool ways to use it. And let me look at another song here. Actually, I think what I want to do is look at Byron Cage, "Glory to Your Name," because that was another one we did. And what I'll do is kind of talk to you guys about how my thinking behind that one as well. And I'll even get another.
Open your mouths and worship Him.
So check
Come
this
on
out.
with the fruit. Come on, we get on the door. We bow ourselves
Okay,
before
so
you, see.
another place you could use the flat 9.
Giving you the glory, Lord. Yes, we do.
Okay,
Let us
so
do your name.
here we go. Now we have on this A minor 9 here. Then we have a B. All playing it all rootless. We have an A, E flat sus. And then we have the E dominant. Now we have this
We magnify.
right there. See, a lot of people will just do that minor, right? We magnify your name. A lot of people will do that. But you could use the flat 9 there. We magnify. See that? Sounds much better. And it's actually, I feel like it's more intentional as well. And there's another place you could use it as well. Let me show you.
Name and glorify.
Right there. So you got one. Okay, so let me show you where they are. Flat 9, boom. Flat 9, B flat, because those are all working as transitions. So the chord for that will be the chord for the E flat. Remember, I told you memorize each bass note has its own dominant 7 flat 9. So you got to memorize them all. So I'm just basically knowing what bass notes go there, and then E flat, A flat, F. Okay, so that's just using the ones that are going with that. So they work really well with that. And well, first let me play it with them to show you how it works, to show you that it sounds great. Let me bring up contact here. Add a little. I kind of changed it up a little bit.
Lift your voice like a trumpet and let's sing it to the heavens tonight. We magnify your name. Create what's going on in heaven. And we create it on the earth tonight.
See that? So it sounds really good. And if you in your head can kind of hear some of the Right? You can even do flat 9 there. And then, because I gotta work these chords out without music and without bass notes. Right? Flat 9. Flat 9. Right? Right, so it's just kind of, it's me hearing bass notes. It's me hearing bass notes and then doing the corresponding chords that would be with those bass notes. All right. Let me see, what do I want to go out on? Because I think I've said enough about as far as this. If you're trying to, so this concept is part of a bigger picture, right? It's part of a bigger lesson. You knowing how to get from start to finish. And so we did a lesson on YouTube where I discussed the stages of everything you need to know. And this is just one of those things that I put in an intermediate section. So if you want to see the whole picture and how this ties in, you got to go look at the map and you got to go and see the roadmap so you can see where this ties in. Because just learning this one thing, yeah, it'll help. But you're going to, if you're going to want to put it where you want to put it and have that kind of knowledge to where you're really competent with it, you're going to have to really make sure you're studying. You got to know tritones first. You got to know your dominant sevenths first. So you got to make sure that you are working on those things. But this is an amazing lesson as far as just this concept. So just kind of brush up on it and you can kind of throw it.
Magnify your name. Oh, God. Come on, worship him now. Worship him now. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.